Hi, good evening. Welcome to another edition of Neighborhood News. Tuesday night?
Yes, it's Tuesday, 7 o'clock, Channel 95. We're back for one more show of the Neighborhood News. For the Portuguese community, sejam bem-vindos a mais programa das notícias da sua vizinhança. E nós estamos de volta para mais um dos nossos programas. Hoje temos convidados e nós vamos falar com ele em alguns minutos. Fique conosco. John,
it's a quick version.
One more, exactly. one more week
Yep.
went by, and
a lot of stuff was happening.
A lot of stuff happened. We're not even gonna go to city side.
Yeah.
But for this show, because we have a guest, we're just gonna, and I want to this chance to talk about something that the Niagara Neighborhood put together this week, and you forgot all about it already?
Yeah, no, I'm already forgetting. I'm getting Alzheimer's anyway. So
it was Niagara put an event this week, and very brief, we can let our listeners know about.
Well, it wasn't actually Niagara. We had, and you're involved in this.
That's a Niagara.
Yeah. No. So we had a neighborhood, round table, but it was not involved with the mayor. It was just the neighborhood groups, and I thought it was great. That's a day that you get proud of the city when
yes.
we can able to come together and do things like that. So we had many of the neighborhood groups. You were there also, and we had put out a big spread for the police in support and appreciation, basically,
yes.
for what they do on a day-to-day basis.
And you got a full room.
Yeah, we got it. It was really good.
Got a full room.
Yeah, we got a full room, and they my daughter was saying she knows a couple of the police officers from work, and they said there was still food the next day they were eating. So
it was plenty of food,
yeah.
And I have to say, and again, here's one more event that the neighborhoods got together,
yeah.
and if we got together, we can accomplish so much.
Yeah,
because between all of us, it's very easy to put something together, and this comes, I believe, as a result of our leaders getting together and say we need to stick together. Tough years coming, and the only way we're gonna survive all is if we hang together. And this was the second event that the neighborhoods really came out. We did the Shrimp Mozambique, the Flint did the Shrimp Mozambique a couple of weeks ago to raise money for our scholarship, which we give to Durfee High. In the name of our founder, Katia Sards, and we didn't collect all the donations yet because people that didn't make it to the dinner, they are sending some donations. So
okay, cool.
I have some people names on the list, okay. But I didn't get their donations yet, so I'm still collecting donations. But as far as today, I can announce that we raised about $800.
Very good. Excellent.
After all the expenses are paid, at this point we can announce the 800. Probably is going to go over the 800, like I said, because we still have some donations out there. Yeah. But here it comes. We did that event, and I have to thank the neighborhoods that came and everybody that came. That eat there, they spent some time with me there, and the following week was Niagara event, and the neighborhoods all came and support Niagara, and that's exactly what we talked about. If every neighborhood puts an event a year, at least one event a year, that all the other neighborhood groups could back them up and help them. Between all of us, every neighborhood on the city will have at least one event a year. and that's the goal.
Yeah, and I just think, Carlos, it's to me it's a collaborative effort. So it's not, I mean, we're all working together, and I think that would be a good thing, like you said, to have at least somebody else can pick what it is next time, and just everybody get together and do it. And that's, like I said, those days you feel proud to be here as part of the city. Something good coming together.
And we're happy. I'm happy that we did a good job with the fundraiser for the scholarship. I'm happy that you did a very good event at the police station, and so let's see what's the next neighborhood that's going to have an event. I know that the couple of neighborhoods already contacted me about having an event and looking for my support. They're probably gonna reach out to you too. Yesterday I was on Father Cali. The day before I was on Father Cali, and they came aboard with the movie nights. So they're going to be having a movie nights too. We have spoke about this last year.
I know. I'm going to help you and Father Kelly. We're going to get people to help you guys.
So, so the plan probably we're going to have about 9 movie nights this year.
Yep.
3 in June, 3 in July, and 3 in August. So,
excellent.
Neighborhoods that are already booked was the Flint, the Father Cali, the Highlands, and St. Anne's are booked already for movies that we're gonna do, and you're still in time. And I know you will come around, and Niagara is gonna have a movie too. So that's
it, right?
Yeah. So and next week we're gonna talk a lot about all this and future events and city and everything, because I didn't book no guests because we need to talk about the city and all the drama and all the kings and queens and all of that. But that's a soap opera, and we're going to hold the soap opera for next week. This was just a sample of what next week will come. So, and
this poor guy's been listening to us the whole time here. And,
he knows what we're talking about.
I'm just following in. I'm just following the conversation.
Well, so, John.
Well, welcome, Josh Amaral, from People's Incorporated, right?
Yes, I'm the community center coordinator there.
Okay, cool. So, what does your job involve, basically?
Great. Well, first I want to thank you guys for having me on today. I think this is a great opportunity to kind of reach out to the neighborhoods here in Fall River and let you know what my program's all about. So I'm the community center coordinator, as I said. People Incorporated, we recently opened 2 in-school community centers. One is at Laterno School. It's been there for quite a while, a couple years now. And then we've recently opened this year one at the Fonseca School, which I know is a school that has been kind of adopted by the Neighborhood Association as one of your own schools. So along this process, what we're here to do is really kind of beef up that piece on parent engagement, family involvement in the schools. Research has shown that it's such an important key, and I think here in Fall River, it's something that will absolutely help those schools to get to that next level. Part of what we're there to do is certainly student activities, engage the students, fun things, after-school programs and things like that. But more importantly, we're attracting families to the school so we can help them find the resources that they need. What I mean by that is if someone's having issues with housing or they're having issues with food, we've got 2 food pantries in the schools. So a family can come right in, at the end of a school day or in the morning while we're there, and they can leave that day with food. We're also offering discussion groups, different sorts of activities like that, workshops. We recently conducted a parent interest survey. What we're asking for from parents is to tell us what they're interested in, what kind of things that they would like to know. Bullying prevention was a big one, but parents are also interested in things like education training. workforce training and things of that nature. So we're proud to announce that we are going to be offering ESOL classes, that's English for speakers of other languages, to the families of the students at the schools. So that's something at LeTourneau we've started to do screenings, and that's in partnership with BCC, so we're grateful for that. Hopefully that course will start in April, and in the meantime we're starting to screen people over at Fonseca. So we've got kind of a lot moving, a lot going on. I've made it kind of a personal goal to try to establish a volunteer program to help us kind of cultivate these activities and continue to bring things to the students and their families.
So as far as the services, are there any kind of income guidelines that fall into play with some of these programs, or?
Yes, so for the most part, I'll say actually anybody that walks in, we're willing to help. Okay. Whether that's resource referral, whether that's just trying to help navigate a situation. There are parents that'll come to us and say, you know, I need to be in this place and this place at the same time to pick up my kids. One gets out of daycare and gets dropped off here, one gets here, and they're not really sure what to do. So we can offer guidance and try to assist people through that process. Okay. For the food pantry, there are some income guidelines, but again, it's emergency food pantry. So if people are coming to us, chances are they could use the help. We also have clothing there that we've been able to kind of collect and disseminate with the food. So I would say we're not excluding anyone based on income. It's more based on need, but as part of our form, and it is part of the process.
Sure. Well, out of curiosity, you picked LeTourneau and Fonseca. Was it just that you picked those schools, or are those areas more in need?
Well, we work in partnership with the Fall River Public Schools, and I think that's where they decided there was some need. Okay. I wasn't in this position for the LeTourneau school. That kind of started as like a grassroots thing. Yeah. But as they got more and more involved and decided that they wanted one at Fonseca as well, that's where I came in, kind of to oversee the operations and coordinate activities at both schools. So I will say this. The Fonseca school community and the LeTourneau school community are absolutely the places we need to be in to try to affect those families' lives and see what we can do to make a difference.
Mm-hmm. Cool. At LeTourneau, I don't know if you if you remember, a couple of years ago, LeTourneau used to have a huge problem with kids.
Yeah, I know. They had discipline problems.
Kids and everything. So I think kind of the school probably decided to start
part of
off
that program,
with on that particular school, and then kind of roll out to the Fonseca, because probably they realized that, you know, that's the second school they needed this kind of program. Yeah. I have to say this, that we used to sponsor the community room at Fonseca School. And because of funds, that room was closed. That room was no longer giving those kind of programs. This is like a reopened door, because People Incorporated now moves into that community room. Good. And gonna start utilizing that room. So this way, it's not a dead space, and we start getting programs in there to help not just the kids, but to help the parents. And I was very happy that I got the call that I got from Joshua, and then we met at during the Maplewood Neighborhood Association, that he went there to do his presentation, and we decided to meet, and we met in my office, and we kind of you know got into conclusion that we need to work together, and I'm looking forward to have a good work.
Yep, rapport and stuff. Yeah.
With the People's Incorporated, cool. I think it's they started on the Flint.
Yep.
Very small. They started very small on Eastern Avenue.
Oh, okay.
And now they spread all over. Now they're all over. But do you have an idea when you started? Which year did you started?
People Incorporated?
Yeah.
Has been around for a long time, decades. It started more as an adult services agency, but now it's kind of morphed into more of a community. But let me just say, I'm thankful for this partnership, and I think that one of the important things for us at the school is to connect the school with the community at large. So what I mean by that is there are so many people that are involved in your neighborhood association, that are involved in other endeavors in the city, that some of these kids need to be exposed to. They need to see what community leadership looks like. I think I discussed with you that we're looking at a project that will take students and kind of pair them up with some community leaders, guest speakers and things like that, and then I want them to identify a community need that they think that they can address themselves, whether that be, they do a food drive, they try to do that, or they want to plant a community garden, or they see some other area where in a short after-school program, you're somewhat limited in what you can do, but at the same time, the possibilities are endless. So if there's something that they see in the community that they could make a slight change, I want them to kind of pursue that. And once they do that, maybe they'll feel empowered and they'll realize that being a leader in the community is as simple as taking a step up and taking on that role. So I know that's something that's an important part of what you guys do. And I think it's something that should be shared with the kids in these schools to let them know they are part of the Fall River community. They are an important member of the community, and some of them don't have many opportunities to learn about that role. So I'm really thankful for the opportunity to kind of work together on that.
And it's unbelievable when you give the kids the opportunity to know what's going on the neighborhoods. I just had I spent an hour in Boys and Girls Club talking to just one class, I believe 11 kids were there. And we talked about the cleanups, about the parks, the projects on the city that we're doing for them. And it was unbelievable the way they ask questions. And then you go around the room and you ask, what do you want to do for work when you grow up? And your mind's going, wow, what do you want to do? And the importance of education. I talked to them about the importance of education, how it's important to start at a young age volunteering, to have a notion, a kind of an idea what it is out there. And at the end, the YMCA surprised my class with pizza, even better. They loved it, They call pizza for the kids to finish my speak with them. And on the end, they were asking what I need to do to help you to volunteer. It's an application that I need to do, and this is 10, 12-year-old kids. It's unbelievable when you put it out there and you wait for them.
Yes.
It's unbelievable, and I wish that I could do that in every school in the city, or if every neighborhood had a way to go in front of the kids and talk about these projects. It's something I've been complaining for many, many years, is the way that, and I understand about safety in schools, and everybody needs to be, quality checked and all of that. I understand all of that. But for leaders like me, like you, like Natalie or Pam, or you know what I'm saying? For other leaders on the community to have that chance to go in front of their neighborhood school and talk to those kids and give them an example. That's what I do. And I think we need to let a little bit the door open for people that follow whatever requirements from the school to get inside the school. I don't want to take that away from the department. But after you have your paperwork done, your quality checks done, and all of that, now let us talk to these kids, because they behave totally different when they're out of school, because they have rules inside the school. But the thing is, when the kids leave those schools, they are on my class. They're on the streets, they're on my class. And I want them to behave the same way outside on the streets the way they behave inside the school. And the only way they're going to know about that is if I have a chance to go in front of them.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Oh, no, I totally agree. I think, you know, in this whole area, this region, you know, you came here when you were already an adult, but I, you know, grew up in this whole region here, and I don't think enough parents, even when I was younger, and I'm going back 30 years, told their children that they could do anything they wanted. They could go to college, they could do this. I think that was lacking in a lot of households back then, and I think it's still lacking. So you get kids that think this is where I'm going to be, and they see their parents, and that's where they're going to be, and that, you know, they don't see, because nobody ever told them that. So I think if they see people that have grown up in the area that were like them, now we're not like them, but we were back then, and we could tell them the stories so they would know. I think that makes a big difference, that they see someone from that community was able to move on.
I was able to very brief touch about, you're going to have on your neighborhood the only deck hockey.
Water park, yeah.
And they were, oh, really? The water park, and they were really, so we're doing all this for you.
Yeah,
you know?
and it's, I think it goes back to, which I'm glad that Josh was mentioning, that goes back to the whole parental involvement, that, you know, we still say, like your park, a lot of people don't know about it. A lot of people still don't realize that they're building a bike path that's going to be 1.5 miles long, that should be done by the end of this year or the beginning of next year. People don't still realize that. It's amazing to me that, you know, you don't know about these things. So it all goes back to the parents. If the parents knew this stuff, then the kids would know it, and they, you know.
And to your larger point about parents, you know, there are some children who don't see those opportunities because they see themselves as going only as high as their parents. A lot of parents don't see the opportunity for themselves to grow because their parents didn't tell them that. You know, this is a multi-generational thing that we're trying to address. So if we can offer support to those parents, we can get you the education, we can get you the resources that you need, we can support you. You know, I think some of the community jokes that to work at McDonald's or Burger King or, you know, some chain, you have to go through like 2 weeks of training. But to be a parent, there's nothing. You get a baby and you're on your own. We assume that you know how to do it. So a lot of what we do is kind of to support that process. You know, when it comes to behavior for kids, you know, that is a constant thing that we do here. Well, here's how to manage behavior. You know, nobody gave you this. So when you come in and talk to us, we can help you out with something like that. You know, it is a longer term thing to do, but if you can enrich the life of the parent, you can enrich the life of the child kind of automatically. So we're focused on both, but absolutely.
Before the show ends, let me ask you this. Where are you right now with this project, and what did you need to accomplish, or what are you still missing to accomplish the project that you are working on?
Specifically the service learning and community service? Yes. At Fonseca, that program has been approved. We're looking at possible start dates and how to market it to the students, because we want the students to be excited about it. And if you get a flyer that says, you know, service learning project, a lot of people don't necessarily know what that means, so we're trying to think of a good way to put a spin on it. We're encouraging leadership, we're encouraging citizenship, so that might make it in. Once we start, we're going to give the kids kind of a brief overview of what it is, a detailed, you know, look at what's ahead. We want them to maybe interview some family members and people in the community, take some pictures of their surroundings and try to take in that part of it. And then what we'd like to do, ideally, is to bring in guest speakers. Perhaps that's where someone from this neighborhood association comes into play, where they can talk about the community and their experience with the community, and give these kids kind of a real look at what Fall River is. And then from there on, the students can decide, you know, well, they brought something up that I thought was interesting. I think I could address that. Or my uncle told me this when I talked to him, you know, over April vacation, and he said this, and I think that's something that we need to address. So that's absolutely great. As I said before, we're always looking for volunteers, so whether it's to guest speak or whether it's to come in on a Wednesday morning and read to a group, or whether it's someone that's got parenting experience that can come in and lead a discussion group with parents, where they can bring up the problems that they've had, and someone who's had, you know, a few kids and is a little bit older can explain, you know, this is my experience with that. I don't have any kids. It's tough for me to lead that discussion. You know, people don't necessarily want to take parenting advice from me, but we can kind of find those resources and assemble them. So I would urge anybody that's interested in an opportunity like that to get in touch with Carlos,
sure.
and you can get in touch with me. At the Fonseca School, we're really kind of making progress. We hit the ground running this year, and it's important to me that we get those kinds of programs up and running.
That's
Again,
good.
I just appreciate the neighborhood support so much.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's great.
Yeah, I think that it's going to be a good program, and again, I think I'm not going to say just for me, but I think any other neighborhood associations that got approached by People's Incorporated with a project like this, they will give the support they need, especially for kids and their families. So I mean, it's open to, doesn't matter what school, it's just a location, but the problem is citywide. So any other neighborhood, it's welcome to you know, to participate and to do something with this. So I want to thank Joshua again for taking half an hour to come and see us.
Thank you.
Plus another half an hour in the waiting room because I forgot that the show was on with somebody else and we had to wait. But anyway, thank you, Joshua, for coming. And
Thanks, Josh.
John, so next week, you're set for next week?
Yeah. You're not going to yell, are you?
Huh?
You're not going to yell,
No,
or
no.
is it going to be me yelling?
No, as long as you don't, it's not dumb questions.
All right.
I'm not going to yell to nobody. But if you come with dumb questions, you know, and that's the thing. When you put a seal on my mouth and you punch me, I don't care if it's a police here, if it's a chief of police there, a pub next door. I don't care. You know, you don't close people's mouths and punch them at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, you leave them open, you punch them, and you're going to get a result.
Okay.
So
All right. I'll try to remember that.
remember that. And we're done for one more week of neighborhood news.
Yeah.
We'll be back next week at the same time, 7 o'clock, channel 95. Thank you, John.
Yep. Thank
See you next
Thanks.
week.
Thanks for having me on.
Yep, no problem.
Thank you.
Have a good night.